the way this tournament was structured, 7 rounds of Swiss. Top 8 people would advance to a single elimination tournament, with the finals being a best of 3. So during the Swiss portion, we were the only undefeated person, just in the Swiss portion. So that was pretty cool. That had me feeling pretty confident going into the top 8, but anything can happen in a single elimination format. So what I want to do in this video is not only highlight my deck, but also give a shout out and a highlight to each of my opponents in the top 8, as well as give you a quick rundown on how I thought those decks performed, not only in the tournament, but how I think they could perform for you on ladder if you want to go ahead and give them a try. The code for each deck will be in the description below. So this is the deck that I brought, Thanos Lockjaw. I'm sure many of you guys are familiar with it. I'll put the code in the description. Probably more than half of my opponents brought some version of a Thanos deck. This was probably the most popular version. I did see a Death Wave version, a Valkyrie version, a Khazar version, sometimes a Khazar with Valkyrie, you know, some combination of those cards. But that's the great thing about Thanos, is you can kind of throw it into any shell, and probably most of them had Lockjaw. I think even the Death Wave ones had Lockjaw, if memory serves, but this is just the version that I felt comfortable playing and the version I have the most experience with. And like I said, we didn't lose a single game, so it's solid. It's also the deck that's probably performed best for me on ladder this season. I'm currently ranked 99 and 3 cubes out of 10, so I'm gonna hit infinite today on my stream. So if any of you guys are interested in watching live Twitch streams, check me out. You can watch me play this deck, or you can review some of my VODs of me playing if you're curious how I pilot. I'm not going to butcher my opponent's name out of respect, but they brought a Sandman Ramp deck. It's become pretty popular since the Sandman got buffed to a 5/5, or maybe buff isn't the correct word, but changed to a 5/5. This variation's a little unique to me. Just to show you real quickly, this is the variation I've been playing or testing, and it's performed very well for me. So you can try this version if you prefer my take on it, or you can try this version that reached the top 8. Sandman, you would think, would be decent against Thanos because it stops you from being able to flood with the stones, but once you know that your opponent is playing this deck as the Thanos deck, you just know to play around it. If you see Electro come out on 3, then you dump as many cards as you can before the Sandman comes down. Also, Leech is pretty strong against this deck. Now, my opponent was running Infidant, so that's somewhat risky. They did actually play the Leeched Infidant on me one game, but I still won that game. But that's just something to be aware of when you play Leech in the Thanos deck, whether or not your opponent could be running Infidant. But overall, I'd say this deck is pretty solid. It's up there. It's definitely competitive. If you want to play it on ladder, you can definitely climb with it. This is the deck that impressed me the most, I'd say, in the entire tournament. We did beat them pretty convincingly, but I saw them beat other Thanos players throughout the tournament, and so it could have just been a case of us getting a lucky location or some kind of RNG that went in our favor, whether it be his draw or our draw. But I think this deck has a lot of great things going for it. You're using the now nerfed version of Zabu, but still works great in this kind of shell where you're using MoonGirl to copy your low cost cards, and then Quinjet reduces those copies, so all these 1-drops can be basically played for 0 after you MoonGirl them. You can MoonGirl the She-Hulk and skip turn 5 and then play a double She-Hulk with like double Titania and like double Ant-Man. Like, you can just flood so much stuff. I saw him play, not against me, but against some other players, play Khazar, like 2 copies of Khazar a couple times with all the 1-drops. So he was pushing quite a bit of power. I'm very impressed with this deck, and I will probably be testing it out myself as soon as I hit Infinite with the Thanos deck today. They brought a Thanos deck as well, and I could be wrong about their exact list because I didn't see every single card that they had in their list. This Sunspot was never actually played, so this Sunspot could be a different card. It could be Blue Marvel, but I'm just assuming that that was the final card I never saw from them. They did bring the armor, which is a nice tech against other people playing Shang-Chi, and also to protect your stones from Killmonger. But in the mirror match, running this version with armor versus my version with Blue Marvel obviously puts them at a disadvantage. That probably, among other factors, proved to be the difference. I think we beat them pretty handily, not only in the finals, but we faced them earlier in the Swiss portion as well. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you made it this far into the video, I really appreciate it. I do apologize there's no actual gameplay clips. The tournament organizers are going to be putting out a video on their YouTube. I'll link that once it comes out. But if you're still here, please do give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. It does help the algorithm, helps boost my channel, so I can continue to put more effort into making videos like this and hopefully better quality and better editing going forward. I do want to thank the tournament organizers. The tournament was very well run. I've played probably 100 Hearthstone tournaments on Battlefy and probably 3 or 4 other Marvel Snap tournaments. This was by far the best Marvel Snap tournament I've played in terms of organization and timeliness, and the admins were all very helpful. As you can see here, their next tournament is set for March 11th, so if you guys want to get in on that and have a chance to win some prizes, hopefully I'll be able to compete in that one as well, so maybe I'll see some of you guys there. Also, I stream on Twitch just about every day, so I'd love to see you guys there. But until next time, peace out, much love.